Hey everybody, what's up? Hope you guys are doing good today, and thanks for tuning into the channel. Much appreciated. And if you guys have followed my channel for the last couple months, I've been doing this series of like secret bait modification type videos and secret baits and that type of stuff. And I'm going to continue doing that, except for the fact that I've got about probably a dozen secrets that I'm not ready to share right now. It's just like they've taken me so long to develop and so long to perfect that as long as I'm fishing tournaments, I'm probably going to keep those under wraps for a little bit. And at some point, if I quit fishing tournaments, I may share those with everybody or pass them down to Elijah or something like that. But I've got, about a dozen or so, and, I'm continually coming up with more. And today's video is I've decided to share with you guys one of those baits that was on that list that I didn't really want to talk about. And I got thinking about it, and it's starting to get some type of a following. So, the cat's sort of out of the bag on it. And I'm going to share it with you guys what that bait is today and when I fish it and everything. But hey, before we get started, just a couple different things. Like I said, if you guys are interested in ordering any of this stuff that I'm talking about, I've included the Fish the Moment Tackle Warehouse link in the description here. If you'd like to support Fish the Moment, what Johnny and I are doing with the channel, a great way to support that is just to use this Fish the Moment Tackle Warehouse link, and we get a small percentage of that profit, which really helped us take the time to do these videos and put this information out there. Much appreciated. Also, a couple different things. Tomorrow night, Johnny and I have our live podcast. It's on the new Fish the Moment live YouTube channel. Join us at 7 o'clock Tuesday night for that. And then also, just a reminder, on March the 18th, Johnny and I have our next virtual seminar on spring jig fishing, which is going to be really good. So you can sign up for that at fishthemoment.com. So here's the bait, what we're going to talk about here. Man, like I said, I went back and forth with this about if I wanted to really talk about it much, and I decided to do that. And this is what I want to talk about today is the Megabass Dark Sleeper Swim Bait. This bait right here is one of the true secret bait of the pros. There's not very many pros that talk about this thing. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how I fish it and when I fish it and that type of stuff. But I've been using the Dark Sleeper now for a couple of years. It comes in 3 different sizes. This one here is the largest size, the 3-inch model. And just really the size depends on the body water that I'm fishing. If I'm fishing a lake that doesn't have a lot of big fish in it, I'll use the smaller sizes. And if I fish a lake that's known for a little bit bigger fish and more largemouth, I go with the bigger size. And I'll do more videos specifically in the future on the 3 different sizes. But today I just want to tell you a little bit about the personality of the bait and when I fish it. Even though this is classified as a swim bait, the big secret on this and why I haven't talked about it, and a lot of pros don't talk about it, is you don't fish this bait like a swim bait. This, even though it looks like one and it's got the paddle tail, this bait is not designed to be reeled through the water column. It has a keel weight on the bottom that you can see right there, and this bait is designed to be fished on the bottom. 2 different ways that I fish this particular bait is I'll throw it out there and I'll drag it like a football head jig, just keeping it on contact along the bottom. And since it has the keel weight, I also will fish it, like a jig, just working it like, like pop or humping it, or, just popping a jig off the bottom like I'd be working a regular jig. And also another application this works really good at is flipping. Anytime you're in a clear water flipping situation with flipping bushes and that type of stuff, since this is a fairly weedless swim bait, you can see right here, you've got the rubber plastic fin covers the hook in it right here. There's a hook on there, and this fin covers that up, so you can actually flip this bait into cover, which how many bass see a flipped swim bait? Works real good if you're flipping any type of submergent grasses like milfoil and hydrilla. I've caught them really good flipping bushes and willow trees with it before. And like I said, the main powerhouse for this bait to me is like anytime you're on a situation where you're catching them on a swing head jig or a football head jig, where you're dragging that jig along the bottom It could be 5 to 50 feet of water. It doesn't really matter. This is when that bait shines. It's a different profile. It's a shad profile. Most bottom bouncing lures, like the football head jigs and the swing head jigs and the casting jigs, they're crawfish imitators. Bass very seldom see some type of a shad imitator in that same type of a motion in a water in that water column. So I'm telling you guys right now, I have had some unbelievable days on this bait across the country. There's probably some pros out there that aren't going to be real happy with me talking about it, but I've decided to sort of talk about it a little bit simply because, it is becoming more mainstream. The word's getting out about it. There's been, a lot of stuff done on YouTube on different channels, but they don't really. I don't think a lot of people understand how really incredibly effective this bait is right here. So a couple different tips on fishing this thing. The hook on this particular bait, it's small. It's a fairly small hook, but it's really stiff. But the problem that you have, one of the things that I found about on the dark sleeper, one of the drawbacks on it, is if you fish it like this, a lot of times you'll jump off a lot of fish simply because you've got a lot of plastic there, and even though you got a stiff hook, you don't have a lot of bite gap there. So one of the things that I do on this thing is I'll take my pliers and I'll bend it out just slightly, just maybe a 1/16 of an inch, and I'll also take my scissors and I'll trim that fin back towards like level with the top of the hook there, the hook angle, and that gives you a lot better hook penetration. So definitely when you use these on all three models, doesn't matter what it is, make sure you bend that hook point out on it, and you'll add it to a lot more land up with the fish. It comes in a lot of different colors. Colors that I choose, a lot of it just depends on the water clarity that I'm fishing. Like I said, Tackle Warehouse, you can see all the different colors they have over there. But this bait is super effective on all three species of fish: smallmouth, spotted bass, largemouth. For the most part, I consider it a clear water swim bait. I've never done any good on it if the water visibility is like, less than 3 foot. It's, for me, the best water visibility on this bait is anywhere in that 4 to 8 foot range. Works really good. It's a 12-month out of the year bait. I have literally caught bass on this every month of the year. It's great in the wintertime. It's great in the summertime. I've had some of my best days on this thing in the summertime, like when they're biting a football head jig. And I've also had some unbelievable days fishing it just down bluff walls, just like you'd be fishing a finesse jig, but fishing it just down bluff walls, just like you would a jig. Anytime, any place that you're catching them on any type of a jig, whether it be casting jig, finesse jig, football head jig, swing head jig, any of that type of stuff, you can catch them on this just as good with that. Works really good around rock. Anytime you've got some type of a chunk rock, I throw it a lot of times on secondary points and main lake points, like I said, bluff walls, vertical type structures, that type of stuff. I've caught them everywhere from Lake Mead. I've caught them back east. I've caught them some in Florida on it. I've caught them in all the eastern Tennessee lakes on it. Lake Lanier in Georgia. I've just, anywhere that, there's bass are going to bite this thing. Most of the time, the tackle that I'm fishing with it just depends on the size that I'm using. Let me show you a smaller size here for a comparison. Here's the 2.4 inch model right here versus the 3.5 inch right here. It's two different size comparisons. So on the little one like that, a lot of times I'm fishing it on a spinning rod with like a 6 or 8 pound test line. Even though you have different sizes, you have also different weights on it. So, you can go anywhere between a 1/4 ounce, up to an ounce on these things. They got a lot of different variety on the ounces. So, I'll use a spinning rod on the small ones, but most of the time, like on the 3.5 inch ones, I'm using a bait caster, like with 10 pound test line, some type of a medium heavy rod. You need the rod that you need on them is something that you got a fairly fast tip on it, because you actually need to penetrate the hook just like you would a jig. I set the hook on this thing just like I do a jig strike. I don't pull into it like you would a normal swim bait. I actually let the fish get it, let the fish swim with it, and set the hook on it with that. So anyway, like I said, you guys definitely want to give this a try. This, like I said, we're right in the prime time for it right now. It works great in the pre-spawn. It works great during the spawn. It works great during the post-spawn, summer, fall, 12 months out of the year. So there it is, guys. I give you one of my secret baits right there. Like I said, it's not, I'm not saying it's a secret bait because, you know, a lot of you guys out there that follow my channel, maybe even fish this thing. I've actually had a couple comments, and one of the reasons I did this too is I've had a couple comments about people wanting me to talk about the dark sleeper. So, you know, it's not that it's this big secret, but I think for the overall, for a lot of the average bass anglers out there that are maybe new to the sport or maybe are learning about it, they're not really familiar with that. But anyway, it's a departure from the normal swim bait. It's the only swim bait out there I know that's designed to be fished on the bottom. There's a lot of YouTube videos on there. I've seen a lot of different, you know, pros talking about it over the course of the year. I haven't really said much about that, but I don't think that they really, go into detail about how deadly this bait really is. So give it a try. You guys will see for yourself firsthand, no doubt in my mind. Just pick a few up and give them a try this spring. See what you think about it. Shoot me some comments, man. If you guys like it, let me know if you guys like it. And we'll do some more videos. I'll do some more technique-specific videos on it, like specific situations, specific colors, that type of stuff in later videos. There's a lot we can do to talk on this. So it's because it is such an incredible bait. But I'm planning on using it in the next couple tournaments I got coming up. I'll let you guys know how it goes. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. If you like this video, you know, please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. One of the things, every month I'm giving away a free supply of Bridgeford beef jerky to any people that subscribe to the channel. So if you guys want to get put in for that drawing, just hit that subscribe button. Be much appreciated. So we'll talk to you guys later. See you.